Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I got a disassembly and maintenance video for you on this little guy right here. This is the Kizer Knives Corto, which is Italian for short. See? Corto. There you go. So anyways, let's go on ahead and take this little guy apart. What we can see here is 3 screws that we care about, a couple of screws that we don't. All we really need to do here is remove this one, and this one. These guys are just holding in the inlay, so there's no real reason to ever do that. At least to remove it, that is. I'm going to go ahead and unscrew here. Pull the pivot out. And I think this might be T10 as well. No, this is probably going to be a T9 again. I say again because I just finished disassembling and maintaining the Kizer Knives Wanderer, which did the same thing with a T10 pivot and T9 back screws, which is really weird. I'm going to be honest. All right, let's pop this out here. I can already feel the knife starting to try and disassemble itself in my hand. And so, let's let it finish. There we go, case closed. This is a knife that is running on phosphor bronze washers, which I can't argue with. I like myself some phosphor bronze. Bearings are nice too, but there's something to be said for the simplicity of PB. Can't argue with that. And like the Wanderer, this too is using phosphor bronze that has a thin bit of Teflon on the top of it there. Doesn't affect the action particularly, but it is present, so keep that in mind. And it was originally facing the blade, and I'll keep it that way. Alrighty, so relatively straightforward here. A couple of things to highlight here. Actually, there's not that much to highlight here. It's a very straightforward knife. Washers are of 2 different sizes, so keep that in mind. Stop pin is facing backwards on, there's a D shape that is to it. D shape faces towards the back of the knife. Keep that in mind. That was resonant. Nice. Sorry, acoustics guy. Go ahead and continue cleaning this guy off. This was actually a knife that was recommended to me by a viewer. I have some very limited say in, so this was sent to me by Kizer, actually. I guess full disclosure. But I have some very limited say in that if there's a knife that they're making that I'm particularly interested in, I can email them and say, hey, would you be willing to send me a Corto? And in this case, I did. A viewer sent it along. I thought, that's interesting looking. And so I emailed Kizer, said, hey, next time you send the shipment, could you maybe throw a Corto in there? And indeed, they were happy to. So, that was nice, because it's a win-win. At the end, I don't know, I may well do a giveaway for these on Patreon or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I guess now that I said that, I'm doing a giveaway for these on Patreon. But what the heck? It's Christmas Eve, actually, as I'm filming this. And so it'll be a Christmas present to my patrons, even those who don't celebrate Christmas. Whatever. I'm sure they will still be happy for a present regardless of its genesis. Alrighty. So we are good to go here. Let's go ahead and put this little guy back together. I'm going to use this is 10-weight nano oil here in a little pen-based applicator. Beautiful. I'm going to put a little bit of it on the pivot as well. This knife actually has a surprisingly nice action, even on the washes, and so I'm hoping that I'm able to preserve that in the greater scheme. I'm going to go ahead, drop the PB washer onto there. Go ahead and there we go, there we go, there we go. Drop Teflon on top of the phosphor bronze. Come on, there we go. And put a little bit of lubrication. Wow, that wasn't great. It's not how English goes, but hey, whatever. On top of there. I will also, I didn't wipe down the detent ball, I don't think. But I will also put a little bit of lubrication onto your detent ball here, as well as onto the detent ball path, because that way it'll move even a little bit smoother. This has an interesting angle to it. You can see here there's sort of a bowed angle downwards. It's got a little bit of a kukri feeling or something to it, which is odd, but I kind of like. This is a nice little piece, I'll say. 100%. There we go. And here we go. And here we go. Beautiful. Okay, so we've got everything put back together. I believe all the parts that started in it are continuing to be in it, so that's nice. Can't argue with that. Let's go ahead and put in the pivot first, and we will use a little bit of blue Loctite here, 242. Drop this in here. This is going to be a very straightforward disassembly. Again, it's a very straightforward knife, so can't argue with that. It's always a little bit tough for me as a reviewer to kind of gauge how useful the disassemblies are after a little while, because you see one, you see them all. But, you know, I also know that for somebody who just bought one of these particular knives, you know, if they just got a Kizer Corto and they want to take it apart, they might not be able to kind of learn by analogy from watching the disassembly of a very similar knife, like the Wanderer or something. I mean, they probably can, but I wouldn't want to, whoa there. Whoops. I'm not a brilliant man. Well, that's a little signature, if you will, for the Patreon giveaway. Yeesh. Not great. So if you're a brand new person who just bought one of these knives and you're doing the disassembly, do not do that. Be smarter than I am. But whatever. Life goes on. And it'll probably get worn away. Good Lord. What am I doing wrong here? Is this wanting T8? I'm wondering if this is wanting T8. Like it's wide enough for T9, but it slopes in or something? Yeah, T8's a little more secure. That's weird. Well, either way, don't freaking do that. Whoa, that's way too tight. Okay, let's back this off a little bit. Get my T10. Weird. Alrighty. There we go. Zero blade play. Smooth shot. Continues to be zero play. Centering is slightly off. Let me loosen these back screws. I'm going to move to T8 just so I don't... I'm slightly scared of these back screws now. Just going to loosen these slightly and see whether that's... I had some tension in there that was... Yeah, actually I did. So once I loosened and retightened these back screws, centering is now good to go. So, it's something that happens on occasion. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. Deploys nicely. Nice detent. No complaints there. Alrighty, so there you go. Hope this has been interesting to you. That was not brilliant on me. But mostly I hope that you have yourselves just an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Bye, everybody.